All right, good morning. We are on our next episode of Asphalt Advocates. Ari, what's going on, man? Holla at your boy.
I'm feeling good today. I'm in my designer duds. There's a reason for this, by the way. I
Oh,
usually
man.
don't wear the fancy T-shirts and shoes to work. I usually wear those on the weekend. But we have this very special guest who I'm excited to have on board. So I wanted to be in the vibe and have my designer duds on today. So.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. You know, low key, you're
Yeah.
always fashion forward, baby.
Well, you're looking good too, my
Hey,
friend.
come
I
on.
like the shirt.
They
I
don't
like
call me
the
big.
shoes.
They don't call me big sexy for nothing now.
That's
Come on,
right,
we're gonna
that's
keep it
right.
locked in.
That's right. So what have you been up to, by the way? What's been going on in your world lately?
Man, just doing the same thing. Chasing attorneys across the country, kind of living on my suitcase a little bit, and managing the family in between. But man, life is great, man. God is great, man. So I have very few complaints.
Yeah, life's good. Yeah, we keep moving and grooving, growing, adding more. Thanks to obviously you're being out in the field, adding more to our Law Tiger Nation, growing the brand, and getting out there in more and more states, and just helping out injured riders when they need us. So
I love
very
that,
exciting,
man.
and obviously we're here again today to do another one of our podcasts, and I'm just stoked to do this. So this is always fun for me, and I love our guests, and I can't wait for our new guest to be introduced.
Well, hey, this guest is just, I mean, let me tell you, I was getting ready, this morning, and literally I was pedal to the metal, man. Like, did you know, well, I'm not going to steal the thunder. I'm going to let you do the introductions, but this guest is a powerhouse, and she's your rock star. So, hey, man, without further ado, you want to introduce our guest?
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to introduce the one and only Amy Owens, a.k.a. the Pineapple Lawyer, right?
The Pineapple Lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to ask you about that. And
right.
obviously, we were checking out your Insta page, and you are not the average attorney in terms of your approach, which we like. It's all about
Stuck
branding,
up
right?
and
Right.
stiff.
Yeah. So we really appreciate you rocking the outfit and the look, and being here today. And again, thank you so much for coming today.
Hey, yeah, I said I'm giving you guys 100% Pineapple Lawyer all in. No stuffy suits over here. You're going to get the full-on Pineapple Lawyer experience today.
I love
So-
it. I love it. What is this whole pineapple vibe thing? Like, talk about that, by the
Ooh,
way.
well, first of all, having me here Monday morning at 8:30 a.m., I think I still have a sheet mark on my face. Okay? I am not a morning person, but I'm honored to be here. So
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you so much for
Yes.
having me. So Pineapple was actually a nickname when I was younger. I used to, well, I still love to go out and be out and about, but when I was younger and I was in the club, I think every day except maybe Monday and Tuesday with my friends, we had a spot every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I remember those days.
Yes.
Right? Everybody would always ask me, was I Hawaiian? Because I have that look. And so my play brothers back in the day, they would call me Hawaiian Punch, Pineapple, Rotten Apple, Applesauce, all of the things. And Pineapple was the nickname that stuck. So then when I became a lawyer and I had to make an Instagram page, I was like, okay, what can I do that's different, that's not lawyerly, because I don't like being a stuffy lawyer. And so I said, you know what, Pineapple Lawyer. So I just put it in my Instagram. That was my handle. And then during COVID, I realized how many people could remember Pineapple Lawyer and were hiring me just based on the fact that they could remember Pineapple Lawyer. And so I trademarked it. And of course, nobody else had it. And I just kind of ran with it. And it's a personal brand, but it is me.
Yes.
Like I am Pineapple Lawyer. My law firm is Owen Law Firm. So, I don't put Pineapple Lawyer on anything to a court or anything to a insurance adjuster. But Pineapple Lawyer is totally recognizable in my community. People will see my car because it's wrapped, all shiny, and it has Pineapple Lawyer on it. And
What are you
people
driving, by
honk.
the way? What are you driving?
It's just a Lexus. It's a 2016 Lexus.
Yeah.
But I had it wrapped, and I'm buying a new car this year.
all
I've been
good.
really cheap about the car
Yeah.
because
Smart.
I bought a new house last
depreciate.
year. The
Yeah.
house
Yeah.
was a bigger deal, but people love that car. I mean, I get stopped, and especially men, because it shines under the valet.
You
light
sure
or
they're not
something.
pulling over because of you and not your car?
I mean, it might be a little bit of me, but yeah, people will say, "Oh my gosh, your car is so sparkly," and it kind of fits my personality. I
Sure.
love to have the sparkle. I love to be anti what people think. The big wooden desk and
Yeah.
the boring lawyer.
Now I'm begging to ask this question. Does anybody ever get confused of what pineapple lawyer means? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, a brother over here was confused at first. You know
What were you thinking?
I know
I
exactly.
Be
can't say
honest.
what I'm
Be
thinking.
honest.
Yeah, my wife
Come
won't let
on,
me in the
be
house.
honest.
if I
Oh,
say
no,
what I was
I'll
thinking.
say it.
Yeah.
So upside down pineapples is the international symbol for swingers, right?
didn't know
I wasn't
that.
thinking
So
that.
you didn't
Oh,
know
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Oh no. So on cruise ships years ago, people would put an upside down pineapple on their door, and that meant
We're open
come
for
on and
business.
come on. We're swingers, and I support swinger lifestyle. I'm not a swinger
course,
myself,
yeah.
but anybody who is into that, hey, have at it. So people will ask me all the time. So pineapple, is there a double entendre? They ask me, am I a swinger
Oh,
straight
wow.
up? I've been at events. I was at the Phoenix Open. This couple said, because I wore my pineapple lawyer stuff, I always like to try to market and brand myself. And they said, oh my gosh, we've never swung before, but you, we would totally swing for you. And they were dead serious. And I thought it was so funny. And I
That is
laughed. And
funny.
I said, you know what? Thanks for the compliment. You guys aren't really my type. If I was going to do that, but I
Wouldn't
don't.
be you, sorry.
I've never done that
Yeah.
before. But so
funny.
swinging
Yeah.
is something that the pineapple, the swinging community knows about the pineapple. So
Wow.
I do often get asked that. I've been asked that on a plane.
Really?
If I'm wearing like a jacket or something that says pineapple lawyer, mostly men will
course.
stop me and say, so does that mean that you are down? And I'm like, oh, no. And I support your lifestyle because
yeah.
you never want to
Never-
just
no, no.
crush
No,
somebody.
you know,
you know?
That'd be actually a good segment of the community represent. You figure I don't know what percentage of people are swingers.
it may be a
Right.
niche for you.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I
motorcycle-
was thinking, yeah.
You know, you
know?
may want to run with that, but hey, I
For
support
sure.
you. Yeah.
No, I
So-
mean, I tell everybody,
Yeah.
I support the lifestyle.
Sure,
So if
sure.
you want somebody who understands and is loving towards you, I'm
You're
right
gonna
there.
love it. I get
I'm
it.
I was
not
thinking
gonna
more-
jump in the bed with you.
Of course.
Yeah.
But
See, I
I
was
can
think-
anyway as a lawyer, right?
I was thinking more, and this is a compliment, more the
Okay.
shape. You know, like and
Ah.
I'm sure I don't know if that's what you were thinking, like pineapple lawyer, curvy,
Oh.
pineapple. So that was my
Yeah,
assumption.
man,
but
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. I know that's part of the game. So hey, we're gonna jump into it, man. We're gonna really
pineapples
dive
are
into
this.
your background.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we want to
was saying
find
that.
out more about the
Jokes.
pineapple lawyer, Amy Owen. Before we do that, we have a special part of the show where we highlight tequilas from around the country. We know you're not a drinker, so we got you a nice mocktail.
I love
You
it.
want to
Thank
introduce
you.
that
Thank you so
tequila?
much.
Absolutely. So, a good friend of mine named Renard Johnson. He's actually now the mayor of El Paso. Super successful business guy. Decided a couple years ago to come up with a tequila of his own, and it's called El Perro Grande.
Yes.
And
That
it's
is
actually
so
straight out of
cute.
EP El Paso. And we wanted to gift you a bottle of this, whether
Yes.
you drink it or not. The bottle's
have a
cool.
bar.
Yeah,
And
oh, do you?
this is
I
for
do.
you.
This is so
And I want to give a shout out again to my good friend Renard Johnson, starting this up on his own,
Yes.
funding it
This is
himself, and
adorable.
I think this thing's gonna really blow up over as the years
What camera
progress.
do I look at and say?
You can right there, yeah, right there.
Doesn't drink, but the cutest bottle.
I love it.
Wonderful.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, it's
I love it.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. My kids are dog lovers, so
There you go.
You can just sit anywhere you want.
He's
yeah.
got a little bit of a snarl on his face there, like he's guarding you. So.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
9:15.
protecting me.
Yeah, I
love
think that's
that.
the EP area code 915.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's
Okay.
What it is, yeah.
So, Ari, jump on in, man. Let's get to know the pineapple lawyer, man. I know we have some
Yeah,
questions that we've
yeah.
drawn up, and
Absolutely.
we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, so we started obviously talking a little bit about Pineapple Lawyer and you as a person, but where are you from, and what did your youth look like as a child? What was Amy pre-Pineapple Lawyer?
Sure. Yeah, I definitely have a story. I was an abandoned child. And so my birth certificate actually reads mother unknown and father unknown. So I kind of grew up not really knowing who I was, adopted by a Caucasian family who loves me. And I love my family. I would not trade them in for the world. They are amazing. But I think it was a really difficult way to grow up, not really looking like your family. So that was probably the first challenge that I had in life, was trying to figure out, who am I? You know, that's why I think the pineapple thing, because pineapple, I mean, even though it's a Hawaiian-based fruit, I guess, people think of that, it's kind of all over, right? And everybody loves pineapple. So did that. So my youth was spent in Washington State and then Utah. I got my undergrad from University of Utah. I actually, my college sweetheart was drafted into the NBA, and we had a child his rookie year. So that I'll talk about that later.
That's gotta
But
be a crazy, crazy story.
yeah, but as far as my youth, just grew up being the naughty kid. You know, I was the one who was always in trouble, laughing during church, and
Were they
getting
Mormon, by the
spanked.
way? Mormon family?
My family was Mormon, and when I was 13 years old, I told my parents, "There's nobody in this church that looks like me. I'm not comfortable here." And at first, my parents were like, "Well, no, you have to come with us. You're part of our family." So I would go there to the church and I would ask really difficult questions about, well, how come Black people didn't have the same rights as others? After 2 weeks of doing that, my parents were like,
Stay away.
"Stay home. It's fine. You can stay home." And so that's how I got my way out of that. I respect everybody's religious choices, but it was not the right fit for me. And so I actually stopped going to their church when I was 13. And also, there was a lot of men in that church who would kiss girls on the mouth. My parents allowed it from like age, 5 or 6. Grown men were kissing me in my mouth and my sisters. And now, of course, I don't think that would happen. But there was a lot of mixed emotions that I had about, what a parent's role is in protecting a child within a church setting and things like that. So, shout out to my parents, great parents. But I think back then, this was in the 80s.
Yeah, it was.
They didn't really know, or I guess 70s and 80s, they didn't know how to protect children the way that they do now, because that wouldn't fly.
Sure.
There wouldn't be open mouth kissing in a church. Well,
it's a bit much.
Yeah.
What's your nationality though? Where are you at? Where you're?
So I was born in Vietnam during the Vietnam War era. So that's why, like my heritage, there was a lot of different people going through that. I guess that region. I believe my adopted father said he might know my natural dad, but it's all kind of a mystery.
Sure.
I would say that I really relate more to any type of ethnic group. I would say Black people are probably the most accepting, because if you're even a drop, you're part of the community.
That's right.
So I've been probably more embraced by the Black community than any other community. The Asian community is a little bit standoffish.
Why is that?
Not. When I was in college, I was friends with a Chinese girl, and she said, "I can't ever introduce you to my parents because you would be considered like a dirt child because you're not full Asian." So I guess, and I don't know this very well because I'm not really in touch with the Asian culture as much as I would like to be. So if you're not full Asian, you're not considered pure. In back, I mean, and this was
dating. This was going back
a lot, because
we all grew. We all around the same
older.
age.
Yeah.
Are we in the same age group? Yeah. So,
Excuse me.
I struggled with that, and it was hurtful sometimes, but at the same time, I think that's what led me to civil rights law and made me such a fierce advocate for anyone who is discriminated against or who doesn't have the same opportunities. Because I've been there. I was the kid in the white community who, when we learned about slavery in 5th grade, they said, "Well, you have to be the slave because you're the only brown kid in our class.
That's tough.
So we're the slave masters and you have to be the slave." And I'd go home to my white mom and I would say, "Mom, I don't want to be the slave. Like, I want to be the owner too."
Right.
And my mom didn't understand that was actually really racist, right? Because a Black mama would have been like, "I'm going down to that school. I'm about to burn it down. I'm talking to every kid and every teacher. No,
I experienced the same thing. Cops and robbers. I was definitely voted to be the robber. I'm from the Bay Area, Northern California, East Palo Alto, Oakland area, and my parents worked extremely hard to send me to parochial school because the public schools weren't that great. And so same experience. I was a robber to about 5th grade.
I was the banker, by the way.
Right, like that was society back then, right?
That was.
That wasn't that long ago either. Let's be honest. Stuff that went on 20, 30 years ago. That we look back now like, how does that happen? But
that's right.
I mean, the civil rights movement was during that time.
100%. So let's talk about. This is kind of a loaded question. I want to really understand what drove you to become a lawyer, but I'm sure there's some steps to get there. Can you kind of answer that question? Yeah, what were the
Right?
steps? What were the steps to
Sure.
land you where you're at today?
Yeah. So, my college sweetheart was drafted into the NBA, and I was pregnant at the draft with our child, and shortly thereafter, he started getting a taste of the NBA life, and you know that meant women and lying to the woman that you actually love, and
Is that pretty common, by the way? Is that the norm?
I would
Have you
say
seen Basketball Wives?
I'd say there might be 2 guys in the NBA
That
who
are
are
faithful.
faithful. Maybe Steph Curry, maybe Grant Hill back in the day. And
Yeah.
honestly, like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure most of them all cheat. The doctors all have the antibiotics in their bags and the shots ready for the guys because they're out there doing their thing, you know. So, me being the type of person that I was and having the morals that I did and the upbringing, you know, I think my parents did a good job of instilling you're not for sale for anybody. And so I wasn't happy with some of the things that he was doing in the NBA. So I left the situation, moved to Arizona, and he and I fought in 3 different states for custody. He had lawyers who were telling him, you could get full custody, just ask for every holiday, everything. And now looking back, I'm like, they just knew they had a paying client. They knew that he was going to have to pay his lawyer and he was going to have to pay my lawyer. So they allowed us to fight to the tune of almost $500,000. And I remember we sat down in an airport, my ex and I, and he said, Amy, only people who are getting anywhere here are the lawyers. And I said, I know, I told you that from the beginning. And he said, you know, let's try to work this out. But through that process, I realized that a lot of lawyers in the family law setting were just milking situations and making people fight. And I thought, I want to be a different type of family lawyer. I want to be the type of lawyer who actually helps people and encourages people to settle and not fight. And that's what made me go to law school. And so I went there wanting to be a family law attorney and battle, you know, the types of things that I experienced as a person who was thrown into a family law situation. I didn't know anything about the law. I didn't know anything about child custody. And then I took one high-profile family law case and I said, oh, no, I'm good. I'm good on that.
What did I get myself into?
What was the problem, by the way, with that? Like, was it just too emotionally, or what was the issue?
The family, they were high profile, and they would call me at all times of the night. Because they had my personal cell phone. I made that mistake, which, you know, certain clients I do give that liberty to. And they were great people, and I'm still cool with them now. But the emotions in family law are so on fire. As much as somebody loved the other person, now they hate them, and they, you know, they just want to fight about every little thing. And so I decided that family law was not for me because I had already went through those emotions with my ex, and he was my college sweetheart. I loved him. Like, we were tied at the hip. He was, you know, a great basketball player. He ended up playing in the NBA for 17 years.
That's a long career.
He had a really good career.
You know, it's interesting how your pain produces your purpose. You know, there's, you know, when people say there's purpose in the pain, and you're like, when you're going through it, you're like, what do you mean? This shit is uncomfortable. I don't like being here.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you didn't have that early on experience, you wouldn't. You got to taste the family law and say, this is not for me. But now you're at where you're. I mean, this is great stuff.
Oh, Dave.
I wonder how many people knew that about you. This is good stuff.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Like, if you have those crossroads, right, where you're like, okay, I can either be mad and angry and go down this path, or I can take all of this pain and all this frustration and do something about that, and I can make myself the antithesis of what I went through.
Yep.
And I think that that's been the story of my life.
Wow.
From being abandoned as a child and going through being bullied and all the things, I think that it was a natural thing for me to want to stick up for other people.
Yeah, I knew somebody else who was abandoned, you know?
Really? Who?
Yeah. Who was that they put in the major and they put in the water and he was down the river?
JC.
Yeah.
You know somebody?
Yeah,
Personally?
He's
talking about Jesus. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
JC,
Oh,
JC,
that went
yeah.
right over my head.
I'm Jewish, and I even got that one. You know?
It's way too early for
it's all
these.
good. So was it tough? Was it tough? I mean, because you were probably living a pretty high-end lifestyle. I mean, NBA player, living large. Was it hard to be like, okay, I'm walking away from this? And I assume you had to start over, right?
I
Anew?
did.
Yeah.
He wasn't like a huge spending guy. He was pretty frugal in his early years, but yeah, I mean, you don't really worry about money, and it was scary to say, "Hey, I'm gonna walk away and stand on my own 2 feet." You know, of course, I did still get child support from
Right.
him, and some people have said, "Well, it's easy to go to law school when you have child support from an NBA player," but it wasn't like, you know, $20,000 a month,
Right.
crazy. I still struggled. You know, there was times when I would go to Boston Market and buy meals for my kids, and I wouldn't eat, or I'd eat like whatever they didn't eat because I was trying to save money and I wanted, you know, I had goals and dreams, and I did
amazing.
make those sacrifices, and you know, it wasn't always pretty.
Yeah.
And walking away from the glitz and glam that people think, you know, of the NBA, you know, it was definitely a choice, and I think that it also prepared me for. Now I represent a lot of NBA families. I have a lot of celebrity clients and professional athlete clients and their families who depend on me for personal injury and civil rights.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I know it from the inside.
Sure.
Insider's view, and I think that also helps them feel comfortable hiring me because
Yeah.
they feel like, hey, she's been there, done that, and she's not gonna be weird about certain things, or she's gonna understand like
Yeah,
the
you're
agent.
totally relatable.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and real. And that's why you're on the
Thanks.
show.
That's right. 'Cause
Aw,
we keep it
Whatever.
real, raw and real.
I
So,
love that.
so you've been practicing now. How long have you been practicing?
I graduated in 2011, so what's that? Almost
Yeah.
14 years.
years.
I didn't think I was going to pass the bar my first time
Okay.
because I barely studied, and I did.
Oh, you're just sharp.
Surprise, surprise.
Wow.
I went to Cabo during bar exam study. I did take my books, and my girlfriends were like, yeah, we're not going to be at the beach with the book. But I still took them in my bag. I think I cracked it open once.
Well, your intentions were good, at least, right?
They were
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
And I did take the Barbary class, and so I passed barely by the skin of my teeth.
Hey,
But
pass is a pass.
you were going for the D minus.
That's right.
If you
that's
get
right.
an A on the bar exam,
No one gives a shit.
nobody gives a shit, and you studied way too hard.
That's right.
So I admit I got the D minus, and I passed my first time.
That's
but
okay. So over that time frame then of this past 11, 12 years, what's been like a challenge that you've had to overcome, like within your professional career, let's say?
I've had a lot of them. I would say.
Your greatest challenge. How about that?
Yeah, your biggest challenge.
This is a kind of deep story. Are you ready for it?
Bring it on. Let's get deep. Enough of the superficial stuff. We're getting deep now.
Yeah. So I had a case where my clients, they had a lug nut that came off of their vehicle when they were trying to get on the freeway. And so it spun their car. They hit the median, really messed them up. And I had to hire an expert in tires and lug nuts, right? So I hire this expert, and I go, I have him meet me at the junkyard to look at the car, and he was pretty cool there. And then I go home, and he calls me and he says, "Hey, Amy, come down to my shop. I have something I want to share with you." So I go down to his shop, and he proceeds to kind of start bragging about his business. And then he motions for me to come with him into the men's bathroom.
Ooh.
And I said, "That's the men's bathroom. I don't want to go in there." And he said, No, come in here. So we go in there, and he wants to show me a sign that he has behind the door that says, "Do you want this guy working on your car?" Well, there was a man in there taking a dump. And he goes, "Oh, snap, somebody's in here taking a dump." I ran out of the bathroom because at that moment I felt very, very uncomfortable. And I
Right.
felt like almost sexually harassed, and in a place where if that had been a male attorney, I don't think he would have been
Yeah.
doing all of these things. And so I actually reached out to a lawyer friend of mine and said, "I don't like that this happened to me." And so then when the expert sent me the bill for the clients, he included that time
No
that
way.
he had taken me to
Wow.
his office and done all those things. So I stood up for myself, and I told him, I said, "I am not having my client pay for that time where you made me feel horrific. I'm not going to do it on principle and on advocating for my client. The expert pushed back and actually hired a lawyer to bully me and to write me letters saying, no, you're wrong. And yeah, my client did that, but you're just being sensitive. And then would always take his paralegals on the women off of the email string when he would write these mean things to me. So I would CC all.
Good.
And I would say, I hope that your wife, your daughter, your girlfriend knows that you are advocating this man treating me this way.
Right.
In the legal community. This is not okay. And so I cried a little bit. I was very, very upset for a while about that. This was pretty early on in my career, probably the first 4 years that I was practicing. And that hurt. And that made me tougher and made me realize that, okay, while I'm advocating for these other people, I also have to advocate for myself. But it's a damn shame that I have to do that.
It is.
Within a legal community
Right.
of men, right?
Right.
But I think as a woman, unfortunately, I think sometimes when you're an attractive woman, it's even worse because they look at you sometimes as a sexy woman first and
Right.
a lawyer second,
Right.
instead of realizing like
Sure.
I did all of the work to go to law school. I am just as qualified to be here
That's right.
Sure.
as any other person
right.
who went to law school. And so I would say that was
That's a
probably
good example. Yeah.
the
it's-
thing that I cried about
Yeah.
and that hurt my heart and my soul as a lawyer per se. I've had other things that have happened to me since then that have hurt me as a person, but as a lawyer, I think that was a rude awakening that times have not changed as much as we think.
Right.
Yeah.
And there is still a good old boy network out there
Sure.
who will try to put down a female attorney when they can.
Well, you're seeing more and more. I think there's more women coming through law school now than men.
Sure.
So you're seeing the trend. Even the events we go to, you're seeing that.
Yes, and
trend
I'm
change.
excited, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I
man.
think it's. I think it's
I'm excited
important.
about
Do you
that.
think there's a
For
double?
sure.
Do you think there's a double standard? An attractive, well-dressed man versus an attractive in the legal space.
Oh.
attractive,
Well, yeah, I
well-dressed
get
woman.
hit on all the time.
Well, I mean, that's a
Yeah.
given. Hey, come on, you leave me hanging, man.
Heck yeah.
so go ahead. Were you
Yeah,
gonna-
Oh, I was just gonna say, you know how there's at the Maricopa County Superior Court, there's a attorneys only entrance.
Yes.
So I go through the attorneys only entrance because hello, I am an attorney.
Right.
The woman who worked there for years, every time I went there, she would say, "Excuse me, are you really an attorney?" So finally, after she did that to me 5, 6, 7 times, I stopped her and I said, "Do you ask everyone who comes through that door that? Because I haven't seen you ask anybody else. A white guy in a ratty t-shirt can come through here
Right.
and you don't ask him that. I'm dressed usually as a lawyer. A couple times I've been a little bit more casual. It's a Friday or whatever. And I told her, I said, this is not right. You have to either ask every single person who comes through this door if they're a lawyer or don't ask anybody. But the fact that you keep stopping me, and then she goes, "Oh, it's just because you're pretty." And I said, "Okay, well, that's really mean to all the rest of the attorneys.
right.
Are you calling attorneys ugly?"
Yeah, ugly people don't get stopped.
Right. I was like, all of your
There are some other
logic.
attorneys out there, by the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that there is a difference between, a woman and a man in general still.
Sure.
And I have learned to usually dress the part a little bit more. I had an older lawyer who said, "Amy, forget the fact that you want to bust all of these stereotypes and you want to be yourself. There are really times when you need to be really careful about how you dress and how you portray yourself. Cover certain things up and really be extra professional." And so I have really tried to do that for the most part.
That's great.
have an
That's
eyelash
great
right here,
advice, by
sorry.
the way. Yeah, whoever said that to you, I love it for a few reasons. I think that's great advice. But I also think, to even share it with you, he felt so comfortable and he cared about you. Because even, for, say the African American community, there's some stereotypes of us, and,
Sure.
and I have to be mindful of it. I mean, like, I know where I come from, you heard that song started from the bottom and now I'm here. That type of deal. So definitely it was a
Drake.
bottom. The bottom was real.
Sure.
And raw and uncut, no pun intended. But I have to make those adjustments, and I do it for a reason. I don't talk like Carlton all the time. I'm a blast that Tupac when I get to the vehicle, baby.
That's right.
So transitioning to this question, we do ask this to a lot of our guests. If you had an opportunity to have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why?
Oh gosh, Monday at 9:30 a.m.
We're going
Am
deep.
I ready for
We're going
this?
deep.
You know what? It wouldn't even be a historical person. I would want to have dinner with my natural mom and dad.
Ooh, I love it.
And ask them, why did you give me up? What happened? I'm getting a little
You're about to
emotional
make me
here.
tear up. Yeah.
I think because in my head, I feel like they gave me up for a greater purpose. Because if they had not given me up, I would probably not be here. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to the two of you. I wouldn't be advocating for people. But there's a little piece of me that wants to know why you didn't want to keep me. I think that every abandoned person has that little,
Sure.
just that little thing. I love myself and I'm happy where I am. I have a wonderful life, but I think if I could have anybody,
I love that.
whether they're alive or dead, I'd probably, that's who I would pick.
Have you tried reaching out to them, or thought about reaching out to them, or because I know a lot of folks that have been adopted, they'll do that as they get older, just for closure or peace of mind or whatever you want to call it. Is that something you've considered?
I did consider it for a lot of years, and then I decided I'm not sure if I want to know all those answers.
Sure.
So until you asked me that question, honestly, I never even thought about if I had the chance to ask them that because I don't know if they're actually alive. So in a hypothetical world,
how
I think
amazing would that be if they were alive, and you kind of document? I know you're open and you do a lot of stuff on different social platforms. What if you kind of did a documentary on just brought out the cameras and did a search of your parents, and then had that dinner, just that dinner?
That'd be a great show, right? Would you tune in?
Oh, what?
So it's so funny because
you're. So I don't want to get too off topic, but your life, all of our lives, right, is with great purpose. But there's some special folks like yourself who had to experience this abandonment that you call. Let me just share it this way: it wasn't just for you; it was for others. So it's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I'm hearing coming through all of your messaging. Everything that you've gone through in your life has been so intentional.
Sure.
But it was for others.
You spin it, right?
Yes, it was for
make
others.
a silver lining out of it.
So someone tuning into that, you're helping. And that's just the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. Transition to the next. Sorry, you just give me chills
Look,
when you
I'm
talk.
having all the feels with you too.
I love it.
I really, really like both of you.
Have your kids ever said, "Hey, it'd be cool to meet my," have your kids ever brought that up? Because obviously they know your history, right? Does that come up with
they
them?
have, and I've actually toyed with doing a TV show one day and having that be a storyline.
Sure.
So I never wanted to dilute it by doing it, outside of that. I want it to be authentically I open it and I say, oh my gosh, this is my parents and they're living here.
Right.
So I might do that one day.
Well, I think your story is so impactful and so powerful. Anybody's tuning in that knows anyone that does these reality TV shows.
Yeah.
Hit
There we go. That's
the
right.
Pineapple Lord. You got to hit
That's
her
right.
up.
If we want a 10% management.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'll do some managing, but
Well, there's
you
no
have a
contract
story.
yet, so
It's funny because my wife's like, I want to go to Vietnam. There's supposed to be some really
beautiful,
nice resorts and cool places. So I think that's on our bucket list is to go to Vietnam.
Plan a group
Let's
trip?
do it.
I
Let's
mean,
make it happen. Yeah.
I'm feeling the vibes.
Raw tigers and pineapple. Let's make it happen.
There's definitely some collabs in the future.
Yeah, I
we
like
could
it.
have a tiger with a pineapple in its jaw, lovingly.
Right, not
gnawing.
aggressive. We don't
Right,
we don't want to eating the pineapple. Just carrying the pineapple.
Yes, that's right.
That's right. I like it. So go ahead. Go ahead, Dee.
Let's talk about women empowerment. I know this is near and dear to your heart, and at the very forefront of what you stand for. What's your view on women advocacy, and do you think the legal industry is doing enough?
Ooh, You got all the hard questions today, but I love it. I love it.
I'll throw you the softballs. He'll give you the hard ones. How about that?
So we're the real best friends.
That's right. That's right.
I feel like women empowerment is so critical these days because of all the things that are going on in our society. Women have actually stepped up. Like you said, there are more women going to law school. I think there are women in different walks of life who are doing big things, but I still feel like those in power are still predominantly men. So I think that reaching back to the other women in your circle or younger women is so important because I didn't have anybody to look up to when I was a little girl. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, not knocking stay-at-home moms. I think that's great. But I didn't have professional women to look up to. And so when I went to law school, I became involved in the law magnet program. And I thought, oh, I'm going to give back to these kids, these inner city kids. It's going to be so great. And what I realized is that I gleaned more from them, and being around them inspired me and healed my wounds of not having a person. And here I thought that I was volunteering to help them, and they actually helped me and touched my heart so much that I realized it's full circle, right? Yeah. Like, I don't just stand out here and say, I want to inspire everybody. I want to, be that person who's empowering women, because we empower each other, women and humans in general. Like you guys having me on here, I'm so honored to be the first woman on your show.
Right. Round of applause for that first woman.
It's a huge deal, you know. And
advocates, baby.
I salute you guys for having the vision and being like, we're gonna get this kind of quirky, non-lawyer on our podcast, and I think that's empowering. So you're also empowering women.
Yes, appreciate that.
I think that the legal community in general, I think they fall a little bit short. Yep. I think that my example earlier is a clear example of things that happen all the time to women in the legal profession. And even women, I think, in the legal profession oftentimes beat up other women.
Sure.
I've had older female attorneys say things like, honey, I've been practicing for 30 years and you don't know what you're talking about. And I just thought I would never speak to a younger attorney that way, because I don't feel like I need to one-up her. I don't feel like I need to step on her in order to make myself better. And that's the key in empowerment, right?
I've heard that, but that's not just specific to legal. I've heard that in other professions, women, being tough on women rather than working together and building each other up. It's competitive, and I don't know, I can't speak to the reason, but because I'm not a woman, but I think it's not specific. At least I am a woman, but I think that's common across other professions as well. A lot of the service providers are men too, like you said, the experts. Like we just had a conference, and most of our experts, especially in the sciences, are men. There's a few like neuropsychs and psychologists, but you're dealing with a lot of men when you're dealing with experts, I would think as well. Like this gentleman you spoke about,
Hardly ever. I think I have a one woman who does income loss and things like that, but almost all my experts are usually men, especially in trucking accidents. Like you're gonna rarely find a woman who's an expert in trucking, and so. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And I love the fact that there's more of a focus on women uplifting women. Yeah. And in my circle that I travel in, I think we all have that philosophy. Because if a woman isn't a woman's woman and isn't going to be that way around me, I don't have time for it. Yeah. Not that, all women, we have a certain amount of cattiness that we do. It's just a girl thing.
And I think it's nature too. We categorize ourselves, whether it's women, whether it's men, whether it's African American, whether it's being Jewish. I think there's an internal competitive nature in all of us that, I had to remind myself of this, because or else I'd be walking around as not the victim, but you walk around with like a chip on your shoulder, like everyone's out for me. But I just want to share this with the audience. I've come to discover that most people don't really give a shit about. They're not thinking about me when they go to bed at night.
They're more worried about themselves.
They're just worried about themselves,
not anyone else.
Yeah. So I do run into that a lot, but I'm sure that there's some that are direct as well.
Yeah.
But
so I got another question for you that I missed. So what would be something someone would be surprised to learn about you? Like, give us some.
Yeah, give us the good
Give
stuff.
us some goods. I want
That you never
yeah.
shared live.
Yeah.
before.
And
Oh,
then
you want
again,
something scandalous?
Yeah.
yeah. This is raw
What
and
we
real.
got?
So
Yeah,
this,
raw
we
and
don't
real.
care.
Oh, besides pulling up to the courthouse, bumping Tupac.
I love that.
And,
I love that.
And a little bit of Drake and all those things. Let's see. Surprised to learn about me.
Hobbies, interests, something, personality, anything. Give it to us.
Well, I'm pretty much an open book, so a lot of people know a lot of things about me. I would say something that people don't know about me.
Maybe something that you do, you've done, or just something that you're like, wow.
Oh, I was in a singing group
Okay.
where I was like fake ass Destiny's Child. We were called Sweet Taboo.
Wow.
And I was I'm not the greatest singer, but they liked the little exotic flair that I brought. And so we actually opened for we performed at the Fiesta Bowl.
You're one of Diddy's bands, I hope.
No,
All right.
God, no.
Oh, she was way back. She was way back on that one.
No Baby Oil. No. We actually almost were signed with Cash Money Records.
Oh, wow.
But the A&R
nice.
guy wanted to sleep with me, and he was married. And I said, absolutely not. And the other girls in my group were like, take one for the team, literally, right?
man.
And I said, well, if you two want to do that, go ahead, but I'm not doing that. So I think when people find out that I was in a singing group, they're like, what, you can sing? And I'm like, no, I can't sing. I can sing. I can carry a tune. I grew up singing with my sisters in old folks' homes and performing with my sisters. So, I think
you need a jingle. Pineapple Lawyer needs
I
a jingle.
do.
We need to come up with a jingle. Maybe I can help you out with that.
we do. I've been deciding whether or not I want to push the gas and really scale and get huge, or if I like being a boutique firm where I know my clients and I'm right there on the brink of like, which way do I go?
What's determining whether you go pedal metal or just kind of status quo?
I just have to decide. And I was actually injured in 2021. I was sexually assaulted at a massage parlor, and that was awful. That set me back. And then I was injured again in 2023. And so that kind of has made me have to step back a little bit and not pump the gas, because I was starting to go to conferences. I was doing all the things to scale up, and then I was hurt and I had to have a surgery and I had a lot of pain. So that has kind of stopped me for a couple years now, but I'm now, over those injuries pretty much in my healing phase.
Sure.
And so I think it's just a matter of me saying, okay, I don't want to just be small. More people need to know Pineapple Lawyer. More people
100%.
need my help.
Well, do you feel that vibe? I mean,
Yeah.
I think, there's just so many great qualities about you, outside of your looks, but just your story is so impactful, and people gravitate to you. I mean, you meet people exactly where they're at naturally, which is great. And even those that haven't gone through what you've gone through, they still want to know more about you. And so I think you run with that. I think it's time.
But
You think it's time?
I think it's time.
You could also, though, be small and appear big.
Yes.
And so,
A lot of our
bigger
folks-
isn't always better.
That's
right.
Because with bigger comes a lot more staff, a lot more
Meetings.
management, overhead. So
Exactly.
you kind of have to figure out, what do I want to do? Because just because you're bigger doesn't mean you make more money always either, right?
Right.
Because of the additional expenses.
Sure.
So you
Well,
got
she definitely has a niche though. And
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
And the richest are in the niches. I mean,
but you don't
I
have
think
I don't, you don't have to have like
audience,
50 employees and have 20 lawyers to be successful. You could have a few lawyers and be very, to Dave's point, very niche, very specialized, and still do well both financially and from a satisfaction standpoint. So
Yeah.
Well, that's where I am right now.
Yeah.
The satisfaction is great. I wake up every day and feel so happy about the clients that I'm helping.
Sure.
I've had clients open businesses, and I know each client individually. And I think when you get bigger, you lose that. And that's what I'm a little afraid of, but I'm also like excited because I think that there's so many men in this space. In Arizona, you see all the billboards. It's almost all guys, right? There's a couple of marketing women that are out there, but they're not lawyers, right?
Yes.
So I kind of want to be the first female lawyer to start competing with the big guys on the billboards and stuff. And that's where I am right
And
now.
You can do it, and you
So-
will do it. Hey,
there's,
so
I'm
there's a
gonna do it.
female lawyer and is a husband-wife team
Sure.
Not the husband-wife lawyer, but she's an immigration lawyer. I don't know if you met her or
I
not.
yeah, I've seen her on a bus. I think.
Yeah, and she and I met them at an event, and just immigration, and they've blown up, and they've got their niche.
Yeah.
Husband, ex-military, he kind of runs the back end. She's the lawyer, face the brand, and she's done very well using the PI model to market, but to get immigration clients. And they're going to start licensing their program now, and they're super busy. So that's someone you should
And
definitely
I see
talk
you as
to.
like the brand ambassador of your firm. I mean, I know you still want to practice law, but I see a team that you can build up under you, but you can lead more so as the CEO and do the forward-facing stuff. Kind of how Bob Simon runs his
Yeah.
his
Well,
firm.
he
And
tries.
I know he tries
he
cases
tries
as well.
too. Yeah.
But he's
Oh,
such
Bob.
he's,
Bob is great.
He's
Yeah.
really great forward-facing
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, his brand, the guy's great. I mean, he's one of the best smiles.
He's
He has
one
the-
of my favorites too.
Yeah, he
I
has the
agree.
$1 million smile, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Bob, shout out to you, man.
And he has a
We
hot
love you, Bob.
wife. Like he's got it all.
Wife is beautiful. Hey, so let's transition to our next what we call what's the verdict. This is a 1 minute kind of like firing questions at you. It's either this or that, and I'll let Ari go and jump
All right,
into
so
that.
this is real
Good
quick. So
times.
it's whatever
Okay.
comes up first. Okay.
So like get my Monday brain off.
Get
and,
ready.
Like,
Yeah,
turn
we're
on
gonna
the-
It's the hot
speed
seat.
round.
You're on the
All
hot
right.
seat
Okay.
now.
So it's one or the other. So
Okay.
let's legacy or luxury,
luxury
heels or sneakers,
heels.
Chanel or Hermes.
Ooh, both. Can I?
That's all right.
I
I'll
like
Oh,
give
I
it to
have
you.
on Chanel today,
It
but
said David had
I
Dior
do
on here, but I had to change it to Hermes. Love or respect,
respect.
Chris Brown or Idris Elba.
Chris Brown. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to argue with you on that one.
Oh, we got-
Different,
we
yeah.
gotta
Are you
get
an
New York,
Idris?
New York or
we have
LA.
to get him out of jail
Yeah,
first.
yeah,
I
that's
know,
right,
right?
yeah.
I heard that.
Could have been worse. Could have said Diddy instead.
No.
New York or LA.
New York.
Oh.
Brains or looks.
Oh, again, both.
All
But
right.
She's
if
not
I
gonna
have
be
to
with
Yeah,
nobody
pick
ugly.
one. Yeah.
if I have to pick, brains.
All right.
Mm.
Kendrick Lamar or Drake.
Drake.
Unapologetic.
All the pretty girls love Drake. Do you know that? Like
West Side.
that's what
Come on, kid.
women
He is better
we
looking.
get
Yeah,
ready
he is better
to
looking.
Drake.
Yeah, he is
Hello.
better looking. Unapologetically ambitious or quietly dominant.
Ooh. Unapologetically ambitious.
Mm.
I like it. R&B or hip hop.
Hip hop.
Mm.
All right. Well, let's dissect this a little bit. Dave, you want to start?
Yeah, I'll jump in. Let's go to the Drake and Kendrick Lamar deal.
The hottest one on the list.
Yeah, I had you picked for like a Kendrick Lamar because I was like, because Kendrick, because they had that big battle. They had that big battle.
Yeah.
But I think you leaned in the direction of Drake because you said of the looks, right? Tell me about that.
And
Because
so,
someone told me a secret about that maybe Tupac or something maybe tried to hit on you back in the day or something like that. I think I heard a rumor about it.
yeah,
Is that
I
true?
did meet Tupac. Yeah, and he was little. I mean, and he came
Shorter
over
than you?
No,
No.
no.
I'm 5'2". A guy can't really
Not
be shorter than
Kendrick,
me.
man.
He did, and this was before he was really big.
Yeah.
And I we had a little conversation, and now I'm like, oh, I should have taken a
Love
picture
Pac,
with him.
man. Yeah.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
Tupac, yeah, for sure. I did. I've had a really weird, charmed life. I have met so many celebrities even before I was an attorney. I was in Vegas, and Mike Tyson chased me down a hallway, and ended up flying me out for his fight. I was the only non-celebrity at his party. I mean, when I tell you TLC was there, Shaq was there, every superstar was there, and me and some strippers, right? I was the only non-stripper that was at his party. And I didn't ever end up kissing Mike Tyson or anything, but he used to call me every morning. This was when he first got out of jail.
Yeah.
And he would call me and talk to me about, I paid my debt to society. He never denied what he did to me. He would talk to me about how he liked to sweep and mop his own floors. So I've had these weird run-ins with really, really famous people, like not just like kind of famous people, like people that the world knows, right? And I've never gotten with any of them. It's always been like we'll turn into like friends and we conversate because I was raised very conservatively, as you know, and so I think my dad always taught me like if a guy isn't coming at you with the flowers and all of the things that to court you, then you don't go there. And
Right.
so all of these people have ended up respecting me, and
I love that.
and I just kind of get to know these random
Right.
legends, if you will. And so I can't.
So
what was your question?
No, I love
Oh,
that.
it was-
No,
it-
that was
Oh,
great.
that was good.
Great answer.
So you said about you talked about you're raised conservative. Do you think that's maybe why you're not as conservative on your appearance because you were raised,
Sure.
even though you
Oh.
are morally more conservative?
For
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Because in the Mormon culture, you
Right.
wear garments. You're not allowed to show anything. And when I was in my early 20s, or actually when I was like 17, 18, I would go to the water parks in Utah and I would wear a thong bikini on purpose because I wanted to see the moms closing, like covering their kids' eyes. And I loved the fact that I was being myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck this.
Right.
Fuck this conservative, culture.
I'm sure
I'm
the
going to
dads
do
wasn't
me.
covering their eyes though.
And I would literally walk around in my little thong bikini at the, I think it was like Raging Waters in Utah. And because I was always proud of myself. And I
Right.
thought, you know what?
Raging Waters was the shit. back
was
in
Do
the
you
day.
you know about Raging
Oh
Waters?
man, in
remember
Cali,
that.
that was the hangout.
Yeah.
Big surf
Raging-
here.
yeah.
It was
Oh,
big
was it?
surf.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
So,
do you think people misjudge you because there's let's be honest, people when
Yeah.
they see a certain look, they assume like, oh, they're a slut or they're sexually, promiscuous. Do you get that even though that's not you obviously?
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I do. I think that I get misjudged and mislabeled. And then people
Stereotypes,
get to know me. And then they're like, you are so opposite.
Right.
Right.
Of what I thought, and then they end up loving me. I'm very personable. I'm a good time. I'm fun. I don't even drink. I mean,
Sure.
I drink maybe half a drink every once in a blue moon.
I'm the same way.
But my
yeah.
friends are like, you don't need it,
Right.
Because you're off the chain without it. And then if I do,
Ari too.
yeah, I'm the same
oh,
way.
you're the
Yeah.
same way.
Yeah, I
So
drink a little bit. Yeah, I
so-
put my money into other things.
your
you know?
motorcycle collection.
Motorcycles. I'm like you. I like fashion and
I didn't
stuff.
wear his watch
Yeah.
collection. He
Yeah, I
likes
have a few
watches.
watches. So what do you think about Hermes coming to the mall? Are you
I'm so
excited?
excited.
Yeah,
I feel like Scottsdale's finally on the map.
that's right.
Because
That's right.
Hermes is a big deal. You have to have an appointment to
Yeah.
shop at Hermes.
Yeah.
There's not many places that you have to do that. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. Catch
Yeah.
is coming. I feel
Yeah.
like Scottsdale is just
Piping
Blowing
up.
up. It's blowing up.
piping
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I don't know
yeah.
if it's going to be the next LA because LA is LA.
Yeah. Kind of like a
but-
mini Dallas, maybe. Like a kind of a
Yeah.
yeah. I think.
I think Scottsdale is a really cool city.
it
It
is.
is. Yeah.
I think
It
we
is.
don't get enough credit for how cool we have great food,
Yep.
vibes. I think our fashion is
Yep.
there, and we've got law tigers and pineapple.
I
Warriors.
know. What else do you need?
What else?
do you-
I mean,
what else do you
Scottsdale
need?
is it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Now,
So,
have you ever been in a situation where someone had to actually plead the fifth?
Oh, like in an actual court situation?
I'm just setting you up for the next the next spot of the show, baby. It's
oh, you
called-
want me to have to
it's
plead the
called
fifth?
Plead the
the
Fifth.
Ah, shit.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we
yeah.
go. All right. So am I on first?
You're up.
So this is a round where we really we ask some tough questions, right? We want to
plead
really
the
find
fifth.
out about you. But you've been a great guest. You're vulnerable. You're like, hey, everything's on the table. We love that
Thank
about you.
you.
The fact you don't drink is usually we make you have a shot.
That's right.
If you
To
plead the
loosen you
if
up.
you plead the fifth, but
So you can have a
yeah.
shot of your mocktail.
Yeah, you can have
Okay,
a shot of
okay.
mocktail,
okay.
yeah, if you don't answer.
All right,
Bet.
here we go. So who's the worst lawyer you've ever been up against or worked with?
Like I have to say a name?
Yeah. Put
Say
it
the
out
you can
there.
always say the first name. You don't have to say the last.
Put it
name.
out there. It's
Yeah.
okay. They're not
Yeah.
gonna. Hey, I don't like a lot of people.
He doesn't even like me.
Yeah. No,
the
man,
worst-
I love you, man.
Oh, it's right now, and it's his name is oh my gosh, why is his name escaping me?
Worst lawyer you ever
He
worked
was
with?
he's
been
such a
up against?
dick.
Well, you can explain him, and then the name comes. You can explain why he's an asshole.
Yeah,
and get back to
so
him.
he got on the phone with me and he was like telling me all the reasons why my client was a liar. And I was like, okay, that's your opinion, that's fine. And he bullies me. He tries to bully me. God, I cannot think of his name because
It'll come back to you.
people that I don't like,
You-
I put in my mental trash
right,
bin,
that's right.
and I just don't think about them because I'm such a positive person
Right,
that
right.
when somebody's
So obviously
ugly,
it's opposing counsel.
it's opposing
right,
counsel,
Okay, yeah.
and he's so ugly. And he actually sent me an email because a chiropractor didn't send us the entire file. So he sends an email and says, "Oh, so you're withholding evidence because we're in active litigation."
Yeah.
Sure.
And I was like, "No, the chiropractor just CC'd everybody on the email and said, "Hey, I forgot to give you the
Right.
whole file. Here it is. how is that me withholding evidence? But just being accused of that is so grimy, and I just was like,
I can see why you don't care for him.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah. We won't even bleep it out. Yeah. All right, I love that. So my next question is, we'll do two apiece, man.
Yep.
So my next question is, who's the most unexpected celeb, athlete, or influencer that's ever slid into your DM? You know, they be sliding into the DM, baby. I know they're sliding in the DM.
The most unexpected?
Yeah, keep it 100. We keep it 100 here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Somebody that slid in that DM was like, "What's going on? Pineapple."
You know, I can't be throwing people under the bus. I'm gonna drink on that one.
All right,
That's
okay.
embarrassing.
We got him a drink. Yeah,
and
I love it. Yes, I
That's
love
the
it.
last one I thought
you
you
don't
would
kiss
say.
and tell, right? And you don't, I mean,
Hey, it must have been a big name.
Yeah, it was like Obama or something.
You can tell us off of a camera.
actually, one of my girlfriends, Chris Brown, just slid into her DMs.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Man.
I'm gonna drink on that one.
I'm hanging with the
I thought she was going to say that gentleman that, you ever see that stock photo of the gentleman that's very well endowed? You ever seen that photo?
I haven't
Ever seen
seen
that
it.
one?
I don't look at guys and dog guys,
he,
man.
he gets slid into my text messages, my buddies, as a joke.
Oh.
They'll put this guy, anyway, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
No,
but
please,
anyway,
please don't,
we'll leave
man.
that alone.
Hey, James, take that. That mess with me. All right.
All right, so what's one thing someone said about you publicly that almost made you come out of character and risk it all?
Ooh.
Go Pineapple Express.
Slap her. You made me like, hey, don't get it twisted.
I had a client who actually went on her YouTube and talked shit about me and Owen Law Firm and the other firm that I was co-counseling with.
Wow.
And this person ended up, the court tried to subpoena all of her file, and we all had to give everything, even the confidential information, because the court said that she had breached confidentiality when she went on YouTube and started talking shit about me. So I was like, oh, payback is a
bitch.
a bitch. And so that, but when I heard that stuff, and I had done everything in my power to advocate for her, she was sexually assaulted. I'm a victim of sexual assault as well. So my heart was with her 110,000%. And so for her to turn on me and think that I didn't care about her, and for her to say I did a shitty job, I was heated.
Right.
Because that touched all of the nerves in me and all of the things that I stand for. And yeah, I wanted to go rogue on her. But she got her just desserts in the end. Yeah. So, and it's not working out well. I think she actually might go to jail for lying, and it was a pretty high profile. I'll tell you guys off camera. What happened, because I don't know how much I can talk about it
that's fine.
publicly, but yeah, it didn't turn out well for her. So note to people who want to talk crap about Pineapple Lawyer.
That's right.
Bring it on. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't
do it.
I like that.
Hey, when you blessed and highly favored, man, sometimes, hey.
So let's say your cell phone somehow got leaked, got in the wrong hands, let's just say. What's one text or photo that you hope absolutely never goes public?
I have some. Yeah, because I'm dating someone who is significantly younger than me right now.
Oh, how much younger? Well, that's a good one. I like it.
I might be twice his age.
Okay. I love it.
But he's amazing. I love him to death. And so, there's been a couple photos back and forth. I will admit there's, and he's helped me, be less prudish about that, because I actually have never sent a nude before.
Sure.
Him, and he got me to send a nude. Is that something I should admit?
Hey, it happens.
In the confines of love, I think
that's all right.
Yeah.
We've all done that. Oh, but actually, I shouldn't admit that either. You want me to admit it?
Just bring it on.
Okay, so in December, we had went to a Christmas party, and afterwards he was like, let's get on the roof of your house, my new house in Scottsdale. So I was like, okay, that's an adventure.
Is it like a roof deck or?
I have a flat roof.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we climbed up on the roof, and, we kissed a little bit. And then he was like, oh, we should do it up here. And I was like, no, it's broad daylight. No, I was like,
and that's what happens when you date people. I
take it he was persistent. Yes.
Well, we didn't do everything. We did a little something. I just got a letter dropped in my mailbox from one of my neighbors across the street. And they said, did you think nobody could see you?
Oh,
And then they
my
said, we
God.
heard the video is great, exclamation point, exclamation point. And they had a still photo of us up on the roof. And I thought, first of all, that's creepy.
Peeping Tom.
Yeah.
What's
That's
wrong with
creepy
that?
as hell. It was my home,
Yes,
right? I
your
didn't do
property.
anything purposely to
Right.
be in the public eye.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to do anything in front of children or anything
Right,
inappropriate.
right. Yeah.
And I thought, this person, they're messing with me.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
if they really wanted to, get me in trouble or something, they would have went to the authorities, which
Yeah.
the authorities would have said,
Right.
it's her house.
It's her house. You do what you wanna do.
You sneaked and had a camera. Why is your
Right.
camera pointed to her roof
Right.
anyway?
Kind of crazy.
But all of that is insane, right? And for whatever neighbor or whatever person to do that is like, I was startled.
Yeah.
My man was like laughing and he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you have a fan." I didn't take it that way. So then
No.
he hired armed security to watch my house
Oh wow.
for a couple nights. He's a good one.
He is a good one.
He's
Yeah.
young, but he really loves me and he cares about me.
I love
and he
that.
does manly things like hires armed security
I
to
love
make
that.
sure I'm okay.
Yeah.
But so
He
now
sounds
I'm,
like a great guy.
I'm like looking at this picture that this person left in my mailbox, and I'm like, do I take it to the police and just say, in case somebody's weird, here's what happened? Or I think it
Gotta
was
see
so
what
tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
I think they just wanted to let me know that they saw,
Yeah.
Sure.
and they're just
Sounds
being
like a peeping
assholes.
Tom to me. Sounds like
Right?
they're all on you.
I
You
can't.
know.
If I saw that, I'd be like, "Hey,
Yeah,
you do
yeah.
you, I do me." And
Exactly.
I would caution you though about nude photos because you hear about these celebrities when they break up with their significant other, and then
Yeah.
they start blackmailing. So I would be cautious.
That's
about the
all.
nude
I mean, you
photos.
know.
But
That's all.
isn't that called revenge porn? And there's
Yes.
there's statutes, and you cannot do that.
Talking to the attorney.
That's
Right?
true. That's true.
Legally-
Make sure he knows that.
I
though.
know, right? Well, he doesn't have full nude. He has like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right.
But and I don't think he's a class act.
That's great. How'd you guys meet?
At a private party by the Sun's owner. We met at
Oh,
a
very
party
cool.
like that. I kind of run in some pretty cool circles sometimes. I
That's
get
awesome.
invites
Very
to some
cool. Yeah.
pretty dope events. So,
Nice.
Well, we all need to hang out
So
sometime.
I
speaking,
know. I know. I
yeah.
love it.
Speaking
Yeah.
of, not directly your boyfriend, but I'm assuming he's black.
He is.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I have a question. What's the one stereotype about black men that you low key think might be true? I told you I'm
Dang,
swinging. I'm swinging.
Oh my gosh!
Come on.
I like this show. I need to come on here all the time.
I asked my wife that question
Yeah.
and she told me some funny stuff. But go ahead. Yeah.
The one stereotype that might be true. Well, this stereotype, it's all across the board, I think. So that one's not true. I would probably say
That's what I was referencing that picture, by the way.
Oh,
earlier, yeah.
sorry.
passion. I think that there's something about the experience of a black man in America and the things that you've overcome that I think when you have that love and that passion, it's next level. I'd
Do
say.
you think that's the stereotype though?
Oh, that was my own stereotype.
Yeah,
huh?
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. What's your stereotype? I mean,
Yeah,
you-
tell me what so we
well,
know
I mean,
this.
I know. I like my. I'm in the desert. I like my lotion. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Can't be
and
ashy.
The lady,
Well, that's
exactly.
true.
The ladies here is
Yes.
like, Dave, why you always asking me for lotion? Like, I'm lotioning up every hour.
Do you have
here.
car lotion
Oh,
too?
yeah, oh,
You gotta have
100%.
car
It
lotion.
can't be ashy.
Yeah.
He likes to shine.
Yeah.
No. You can't. Ashy
It's
skin
your
is a
soul
no-no.
glow, baby.
Yeah.
But no, that's
Ashy
good.
skin
That's
is
good.
a
Were you
no-no.
implying like something like a negative one that? Or,
No.
or like,
There's
or-
some stereotypes. I mean, there's all type of stereotypes
Yeah.
that fit the
Like
bill.
better in bed, maybe.
Yeah.
I would say that because I love my man.
Hey, I love that. I love that.
Mhm.
So, the last question. You've done great. You only drank one time. Let me see if I can get you to drink one more time.
Oh, I know, huh?
What's the one thing about the legal profession you absolutely hate, but pretend to love?
One thing about hate but pretend to love. I'm not fake though. 'Cause
Okay.
I
So
don't.
What
I don't
about
see
one
you
you just actually
Like-
hate?
Yeah.
things
what
that
don't
I
you
hate.
like about it?
I don't like litigation.
Okay.
And maybe I pretend that I love it, and I don't like fighting with people. I don't
Yes,
like
it's that
the
about you.
combat. I would much rather be be cooperative with my co-counsel And I always tell them, help me help you.
Right.
What do we need to do? And I hate that you have to sometimes get ugly, but I do tell everyone that, hey, I'm an advocate and I'm going to fight for you and I'm going to be that shark when you need me to. So I probably do fake like I like litigation more than I do.
You seem like you're pretty good on the pre-lit, like trying to kind of find common ground with the other attorney, the other person's adverse counsel, so you come up with a
For sure.
solution, right? Where maybe not both people don't get exactly what they want, but there's some common ground there.
I kick ass at pre-lit settlements.
Yeah.
Some of my colleagues are like, I can't believe that you got everybody to the table to that mediation that early. I think that's where I shine. Because
Why do you think that is?
I think because my mindset is always litigation's so ugly. I've been in litigation, right, with my family law case,
Right.
with different things. And if you can settle it prior to leaving it in a jury's hands or in a judge's hands or in, discovery sucks. I hate all the back and forth with, all the stupid, like, well, I need this tax, year 2022. You only gave me 23 and 24. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. Is that really a big deal? That just bogs me down.
Right.
So I always feel like if I can get to the meat and potatoes beforehand, if I can really show the other side, they were really hurt and this is where they lost all their income and this is, what happened to their bodies. If I can get that to the table beforehand, I feel like I'm doing my clients a really good service. I'm helping the legal system not get bogged down.
Yes.
Right.
And I think that's, I don't know if it's my personality where I'm very, very zealous, but I do it in a way that's like, listen, what do you need? What do I need? Let's get in the middle. Cause I took like the mediation with the Attorney General's office. And I think having gone through all of the shit that I went through with my ex and just having lawyers just say, oh, I'm going to bill, and having, bad legal advice on my side and his side made me see how, okay, if people are just more honest about what's really going on and try to come to the table with a resolution before you get into all that hundreds of thousands of dollars being wasted, everybody wins.
Yes.
And that's, I think having that philosophy is what has made me get to mediation way sooner.
Sure. I love that.
And I'm not saying it always works, but
Right.
I would say a huge portion of my cases really do go the mediation route, and we end up settling. And my clients are usually happy with the outcome because I also don't lay down, and I don't say, oh, it's only an extra $10,000 or whatever. Because to a client, it's huge. Even $500 to a client is a big deal. And I hate when attorneys say, well, it's only $500. $500 to you and I might not be the biggest thing, but to a client whose life has been turned upside down, that $500 matters.
So you're all PI. Are you all PI now?
Civil rights and personal injury.
Okay. What's the breakdown percentage-wise of your practice?
I'd say 80 to 90% personal injury, and only a little bit of civil rights. I co-counsel with Attorney Benjamin Crump on some of my big civil rights cases.
Saw some photos.
Yeah, that's great. He's a great guy, by the way. Yeah.
He's a big dog in that, and so he's taught me a lot. And then having him on my team on certain civil rights cases has shot, values. And we actually settled a case here in Arizona that was groundbreaking. Of course, we can't talk about it; it's
right,
confidential. But we got one of the biggest settlements in Arizona history for a really bad discrimination case.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Congrats. Well, applause to that. No, I actually been on different conferences to get a chance to dap up on. He's the Omega man. I'm an Alpha man, so we're part of the Greek Penalty Council. So we normally
Your brothers
dap up. Yeah.
Arizona's changed. I've been here 50 years, more than 50, all but a month of my life, and the ethnic makeup here, racial ethnic makeup, is really changed for the better. It's way more diverse now. I mean, when I was going to high school down the street here, I think there was one African American guy in my whole class of 500. I mean, it's we had the whole issue with MLK here that day, and
we were the last state to get.
We were way behind the times because of the existing the former demographic being as non-diverse as it was. So it's cool to see now a more of a melting pot, more people moving here, because Arizona's an awesome state, and we need to see more of that inclusion and diversity. I think it's important.
I know Ari's really into that, man. He's He's very,
I
very passionate about
that.
diversity.
Yeah, it's important.
I love that's why we continue to rock out.
That's
man.
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, so let's transition to our next setting. Are you doing well? Do you need a drink?
No,
Okay.
I'm good.
Hey,
this
hey.
is fun. This is,
Big-
you guys have a great show here.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you.
that.
I love
Big
this.
Game James, what's up, man? Get us onto the tacky lawyer ads, legal marketing gong room.
I'm sure you've seen some bad lawyer ads out there, right?
Might have done a couple myself.
Don't worry, we're not going to put you up there.
Thank you, honey. Thank you so much. You know, folks, eating donuts is like trying cases. I just have to look at the defense's case long enough to find the hole in it.
Oh my
And
gosh.
once I do, I just eat them up.
Oh God.
You hurt my clients? You pay for it.
Oh,
That's
Lord.
pretty bad.
It's so bad. It's kind of good though.
Yeah.
But
It's
you
so
hire? Okay,
bad.
but would you hire that guy?
No, hell no.
Well, that's the bottom line. Is
Bad isn't good.
Yeah,
I like
it,
that.
It could be bad, good, entertaining, but are you going to hire? I guess it depends
He
on
seems
the
so
demo.
douchey.
But when you
Yeah.
remember that, though, I mean, like it was douchey, but I agree with your first statement. Is like people are going to talk about that. Negative press sometimes is the
Yeah, but
best
who's
press.
going to hire? I guess the
Who's
question
going to take
is,
you serious?
you got to know your audience. So maybe
Yeah.
there's a demo there that he would appeal to, but
Yeah.
I don't
it's
know.
not me and you.
no.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he's not trying to get PI lawyers as clients.
That's true.
No.
He's
at
trying,
the same
yeah,
time.
He's trying to
Yeah.
get
the general public.
Yeah,
so.
you do have to kind of like
know your audience.
mhm,
That
level,
was
level
so
set to your
douchey
audience.
though.
Yeah,
When he
I-
bit the bagel and like
Yeah.
the face he made,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was waiting for food to fall out of his mouth.
right? He was bad.
I think
All
I
right.
know this guy.
If you've been in an accident that wasn't your fault, your favorite attorney has a message for you. Collision, calamity, catastrophe. Are you innocent, faultless, above reproach? If you want money, you need an attorney. You need a bulldog. But finding one is laborious. It's strenuous.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
stupefying. That's why you need to call the number on your screen now. You'll be connected to a legal expert. You got questions, they got answers. They know the legalese, the lingo, the parlance, the jargon, and the argot. They'll even tell you how much your case could be worth. 300,000, 2 million, 86,491, all sorts of numbers. Slip and falls, work accidents, car, truck, bus, motorbike, e-bike, tandem bike. These bulldogs will make sure people pay. And if you don't get money, I don't get money. So I compel you, I impel you, and implore you to pick up that phone
Oh my
and make that
God.
call now to see what your case could be worth.
Call Allied Injury Group for a free consultation.
This is a recent commercial. This is not that outdated.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen that before. What are
The
your
amount of
thoughts?
$5 words that he tried to throw in there,
I
like
thought it was E40's uncle or something. Huh?
it's insulting
I like
to
the
my
suit.
intelligence.
I like the suit. So my question again, is he just going for the people that want a quick buck? Like who's his audience? That's what I always want to look at
Yeah.
is who's he appealing to?
Yeah, I think a lot of marketing get lost into marketers that don't really understand their audience.
Right.
I think that's you have to make the emotional connection with your audience, right?
Sure.
And that's key because people do business with people like and trust. We talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think they're going for the funny stuff. They're going for the funny stuff that's going to be memorable, and they're missing the target, in my opinion, because you have to relate to your audience.
Right.
But
right.
they don't do the proper research. I
Right.
even asked. I want to pick on Joe. I even asked him, Joe Brown about his audience.
Sure.
I thought he got it incorrect. you
Sure.
know?
I mean,
Yeah,
I think, and I even made this mistake on our last set of commercials. I wanted them to be humorous, but to have a message. And I think I should have been looking at who is it we're trying to reach, and what's the right message. And it's tough because you always want to improve your next set of commercials and change it up. We were very lifestyle oriented for a long time, but then I felt like it wasn't really addressing the issue at hand in terms of the imagery being how we can help people, or it was very community driven, which is what we're all about. But at the end of the day, you still need to talk about how you're going to help people or why they should hire you. So it's a balance. And I still don't feel like we found that right balance lately. And, he was trying to obviously use big words and be memorable and funny and throwing out those things quick. But I don't think if you're someone trying to hire an attorney, that's going to resonate.
Yeah.
But
Those
again,
words were weird.
yeah,
were,
they're
they
big
were.
words,
You
but I
don't
mean,
remember.
what's
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he's trying to say he's smart enough to be hired. I don't know. I don't know what the message is.
It
but
screamed insecurity, and it screamed like he was in Googling, what's a different way to say this word, and then just threw it up there. It was weird.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was
I
strange.
don't know. I
I
don't
love
know.
that. I love that
Yeah.
input. All right, now we're on our last final segment of Asphalt Advocates. It's called the closing statement. Closing statement. I guess I'm up first, Ari.
Mm-hmm.
Amy, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm
All right,
good.
we're gonna
Thank
bring
you.
this thing home. What's your next big move? Your next big move in the next 5 years, personally or professionally? You can go either way.
I want to compete with the guys on the billboards and the buses.
Okay.
I would love to give Phoenix, Arizona, a different choice. Instead of all these men who are doing personal injury work, I would love to give women and men and everybody, I guess, a choice to have a woman who brings a different touch. Somebody who looks like me, a woman of color,
Yeah, yeah.
an empowered woman. I want to get out there and I think I want to compete. I'm still debating on if I want to blow up that big and scale that big, but I would love to be out there against the huge guys
I love that.
are out there.
I love that.
Don't you think Phoenix needs it?
It
Don't you
needs
think
it. I love
the
what you just
market-
said. A different choice.
But I think there's a
that's
different
great branding.
But I think the key is a different way because competing on billboards, outdoor, the conventional, it's already saturated. So to me, how do you get that same recognition without having to do it the old school way? And to me, from my perspective, with you, would be social media.
Yeah.
And so how do you
And
get
local.
that? And
Social and
yeah.
local. That
'Cause
Which that's what I'm doing.
Right,
Yeah.
'cause
Pineapple
that's
lawyer.
and we're trying to do more of that ourselves because we're in the same boat. Like we don't
Sure.
spend nearly what the big 5 or 6 spend on. We have a little bit of TV and outdoor and some radio, but I'm like 1/10, 1/15 the budget. So
Okay.
my team, I've said, look, we're very niche, very focused. You have your own brand, we have our own brand. Let's do it through social media and let's earn those eyeballs and that attention.
Yeah.
Like Gary Vee says, you got to get that attention. And so that's our focus is doing it that way. And I think you're onto something doing it the way you're doing. You just
And
gotta
it's free
scale.
99, right?
Yeah.
Right. You just got to scale and provide enough
Yeah.
interesting content for people to want to share it, like it, and
Yeah.
grow that way.
Yeah, your next hire should definitely be someone in the media, videographer kind of role.
or
Just
social, or
Get
both.
them more,
like
more
someone-
professional.
Yeah, more professional,
can
but they
film.
should follow you around
Yeah.
too because they, people look at our show, Asphalt Advocates, and it's not a shameless plug, but it's more impactful than even talking about all your accolades and even diving
Yeah.
into the lawyer and work because now they get to really understand who you are, and that's where the trust is built.
For
You know,
sure.
I think that's what you that's your whole kind of persona.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that look, man? This is what you get, and I think people they fall in love with that,
Yeah.
and we just need more of it.
How about personally? You think you get married again? You think?
I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to remarry.
We
and
won't
have
say
a
his name,
family.
but hey, good guy, good guy.
Put a ring on it.
Good
Put
guy.
a
Put a
ring
ring
on it.
on it.
I'm not even saying it. Yeah. I would love to be remarried, and like this situation, I have no idea because of the age difference. You know,
Right.
but I do love him. But we'll see. You know,
Age is
and
just a number.
And I think personally too, I want to keep growing my personal brand. I want it to
Nice.
become, bigger than law, even maybe bigger
Right.
than women, like just to inspire humans that you can overcome all of these things. You can still achieve and be happy.
Sure.
And so I'm hoping to take the Pineapple Lawyer brand maybe globally.
Nice.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I would love
Yeah.
that. I would
Like-
love
Yeah,
that.
that's awesome.
So-
Yeah.
One more thing personally, so that in case your boyfriend is watching, size and cut, just so he knows, diamond size and cut.
Oh,
What-
man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, give
He's
it to us.
digging.
I want him to be prepared so that he gets it right.
An Asher cut diamond.
Uh-huh.
I don't really care about the size of it. To me, if you love someone, the material things, that's not what matters. It's
true.
can you be sitting in a cardboard
She's a real
box
one,
with
man.
someone
That's true. Yeah.
and have fun? Like,
Right.
can you just laugh or
I mean,
go
they
to?
climbed up on the roof, man, to
I know,
chill and
that's
hang out.
cool. I like
that's
that.
That's real stuff, man.
Do you have
Yeah.
fun at Costco? Like, do
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
fun just driving down the street getting food
That's true.
or whatever?
Yeah.
Because I think that there's a lot of people who get caught up in this guy has to make $5 million a
Right,
year. He's
right.
got to do this and that. But they're miserable at the
Right.
end of the day. Or that
Right.
person has to work so much that
Never
they don't
a
even have
person-
time.
That's true, and that's where you have to look at size and growing, and is it time benefit kind of thing.
Yeah.
How much money is enough versus the time with friends, family, loved ones. So it's
Not saying that I don't need the money too, because I mean, look, we're Hermes, Chanel. We like the nicer, finer things in life, and
Sure.
luxury.
Yeah.
I think it's not the fact that it's the H on the
Sure.
thing. It's the way you feel when you're buying that, the way that they make you
it's
feel,
the experience.
the experience,
Yeah.
and that's what luxury really is. And I think that when you work as hard as we do,
Sure.
Ari, and Dave, you want to get that feeling that, hey, I've earned the right to shop at this type of place.
Correct.
And that's what it's about. And I
Yeah.
think that in life, that's what I'm trying to give to my clients as well.
Sure.
I want my clients to feel like when they are with me, I value them and I want to help
Sure.
them. And my heart is there. I have a client whose son died at 21 years old, and so advocating for her is easy because
Sure.
it's like my heart is broken for her that she has a child that
Right.
she'll never get to hug again.
Yeah, it's
You know,
terrible.
I mean, you guys, motorcycle crashes, you
Right.
don't win
No.
against
No.
a truck with a motorcycle
Yeah, no, it's tough.
or something. So yeah.
Yeah, they're tragic. They're very serious injuries.
And I salute you for what you guys are doing as well. It's,
Thank you. Thank
It's
you.
great, and you're really truly helping people.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
if you could speak to your younger self, just starting out, what would you say to Amy before the pineapple stuff?
Ooh, I would say gather up all of those bricks that everyone's thrown at you all these years and build your castle. Don't give a crap about what anybody says about you. Continue to do you at all times, and believe in yourself. Because I think I had imposter syndrome the first few years. I was like, I'm a lawyer. This is crazy, So I think that confidence is key, whether it's in the courtroom, whether it's speaking to your clients, whether it's speaking to an adjuster, or somebody who's discriminated against someone. Just having that passion and that confidence that what you're saying matters and that you are on the right side of things really matters.
Love it.
I got one more question.
that.
One more
Okay.
question. When it's all said and done, how do you want people to remember you?
Ooh,
That's a good one, Ari.
Thanks, D.
I would love them to remember me as a person who tried to make this world a better place in every. Oh, sorry,
That's
my
all right.
phone. In every way, and despite all of the obstacles that I've faced since birth, that I smashed every last one of them and said,
Yeah. I
"Fuck
love
the
it.
dumb shit,"
I love it.
like
I love it.
and that I loved with my whole heart
Yes.
in every way, because I really do.
I love it.
That's awesome. That's
I love it.
awesome.
Hey,
Thank
How do you end? I don't know how.
you can't end better than that. That's a wrap. Don't even add
There's one
nothing
thing
on
we
that.
got to do.
Yeah, we do. We do have like a little exit kind of. We
Okay.
like to take a picture and then.
Awesome.
We got to
then-
dance.
Then
Still,
we like to
man.
get
I
our little
love
dance.
pictures.
Yeah, and we like to get our little groove on just a little bit here too.
Okay.
So we're
So we're gonna dance first or picture first? Let's
Okay.
let's get our dance
Oh,
on.
snap.
Show us your
Little
best
beat.
moves.
Do I have to
I don't
stretch
dance
out?
very well,
Do I
by
have
the
to
way.
stretch out this morning and shit?
For my nigga Rennie. Back when we couldn't buy pizza cause we were down to pennies. Feel like we go back a century, running the store for centuries. And bring it back to your brother, man, we had to respect it. He was wavy doing mixtapes out of your basement. He let us hit the weed on occasion for entertainment. Then he would leave us at the house and go out on a mission. We probably would've got in less trouble just going with it. Feel like I never say much, but man, there's a lot to know. Feel like the difference between us really starting to show. I'm looking at their first week.